Hi everyone, and welcome to the Knit California podcast. My name is Leslie. I'm a knitter, crocheter, spinner, pattern designer, and yarn enthusiast in Southern California, and this is my weekly podcast episode where I talk to you about all of my knitting updates. Today I have 3 projects to update you on and 1 acquisition, so grab something to work on, grab something cozy to drink, and let's get into it. Today is Sunday, November 3rd, and I'm excited to be back with you for another podcast episode today. I feel like I don't have too much new information to talk to you about in regards to my whips. I have made some decent progress on all of them, but nothing is like done. I'm still working on the same 3 projects as last week. So just wanted to set the stage a little bit before we get into the episode today. I'm wearing my Alchemy pullover today, and this is because it's Sunday and I'm pretty sure the Kansas City Chiefs are playing, so gotta wear my Taylor Swift and Travis sweater. Also, today is officially the last... Sorry, Rocky is laying right next to me and he's making a lot of noises. Today is officially the last Eras Tour show in the United States. There's a couple more weekends in Canada, but it's just really sad to be seeing the tour come to an end. I'm really sad about it. And also, I wanted to just say in regards to the Alchemy pullover, the test officially started yesterday. I emailed the first pattern draft out to all of my testers, so it's very exciting to see all of the mini cast-ons, all of the Alchemy pullovers that are starting to come to life. I'm very excited to see that starting. So the test is going to run through January 26th. So the pattern current estimate release date is right at the beginning of February. End of January, early February. So yay! Keep an eye out for that in the new year. Okay. Let's get into the first project update that I want to talk to you about for my California sweater. Okay, I have been knitting a 3rd California sweater as part of the California Sweater Knit Along that I'm also hosting. So we'll get into more about that in a couple minutes, but let me show you first the progress that I have made so far. Dun, 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 dun. I've made a lot of progress. Okay, here's my stitch marker. Last week I had just done the top left panel, so I have since then, words are hard I guess right now, since then I have done the top right panel. I have joined the 2 front panels right under the neck, and I finished the front panel, and the whole thing is joined in the round. And I've done a couple inches here. I know I've talked about it before, but this project is a very, very quick knit. Ooh, sorry about the lighting. This yarn is really bright, so I think the camera's trying to compensate for that. And it kind of matches my wall. It's both this light pink color. But like I was saying, this is a very, very quick knit, and so this is knitting up very, very quickly. Let me give you a close-up of this yarn because I just want you to see. This is a Boucle yarn fingering weight held with a Suri silk yarn, and the fabric that it's making is just, number one, so soft. I wish you could feel it, but also I'm just really happy with the color distribution of this also. It's really, really cool. So both of these yarns are from Superglo fibers. The Boucle is the Silky Boucle, so it's 70% mulberry silk, 30% fine merino, 436 yards per 100 grams, and this is a one-of-a-kind colorway that I got from last year's SoCal Fiber Fest. And then this is a Suri silk yarn. So it's 74% Suri alpaca, 26% silk, 328 yards per 50 grams. And this is the colorway Mermaid Caves. And both of these yarns held together. I showed you the fabric already, but they're making this really, really nice, lovely fabric. And I love it so much. So this is the update on my California sweater. I really think I could finish the body this week, or at least get to the ribbing, you know? I am gonna add a little bit of length compared to what the length is in the pattern. It's a cropped sweater in the pattern, and the second California sweater that I made, I added about an inch of length, and I really liked that. So I should have enough yarn to do that. So that's my current plan. Okay, I'm gonna move my stitch marker down here to where I'm currently at. Oh gosh, everything is okay, there it is, my little progress keeper. So now when we come back next week, you'll be able to see how much progress I've made from today. I really want to add the neckline in, but I'll probably do that after I finish the body, because I'm not really anywhere near being done with either of my two yarn balls. I'm alternating skeins, by the way, and I've just been alternating between two main color and Suri, and I have a whole, this is my third skein of both of them. So I figured that'll probably be the sleeves. I don't know if I have enough Suri. I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't know if I have enough yardage of the Suri to finish the whole sweater. So my thought is to do all of the ribbing in just the boucle. I'll go down to like a 4.5mm needle, and I could potentially go down probably more, maybe even to like a 4mm needle, at least for the neckline, the collar, and the sleeve ribbing. And I think with that boucle, you know, it's more of like a textured yarn, and the ribbing stitches, like there shouldn't be any, you know, gaps. It shouldn't be too large of a gauge for that yarn and needle size combo without the Suri. I think it'll be fine, but that's my thought, just in case you are curious. But the Suri has a little bit less yardage on it than I thought it would. And yeah, that's why I think I needed that. So I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. The California sweater knit along is still going strong. It's going really well. I'm gonna pull up the hashtag here and take a little screen recording so we can see all of the new sweaters that are here this week. Ooh, I see some. Oh, okay, we've got a two-toned. Oh, a stripe by Stitchy Lynn. She says, definitely going to be a return to pattern I knit again and again and again. I love that. That's so sweet. Ooh, this yarn combo. Is this Pigment and Ply? Yes, it is, by What Dottie Makes. This is looking really nice. I really like that combo. That's really fun. Pink by Brittany Knits. Fiona K Yarns. Love that. Here's an orange sweater by, I don't know if I can pronounce that, Grandma Bob _ Yarny. Love it. Ooh, Ailsa Bristow is using like a light blue gray yarn. Soft blue. This is gorgeous. It looks like the second one that I knit. Knit Snails and Pearls. I love it. That pink is gorgeous. Oh, I really like this one. Konsu Knits. It's like this brownish beige main color with neon flecks in it, and it's really fun. Anyways, so the KAL is still going strong, and you still have time to join if you would like to also knit a California sweater. All of the info is on a pinned post on my Instagram. So it's this first pinned post right here. It says California Sweater KAL, and you just swipe through. So join me in a casual knit along for the California sweater from October 20th through December 31st. Make sure you follow and tag me at Knit California in all of your posts, and you can share all of your progress photos and your finished object photos using the hashtags California Sweater KAL and hashtag Knit California Sweater. And yeah, it's just a fun, very casual knit along. There will be some prizes at the end. I will choose all of the prize winners from the California Sweater KAL hashtag, so make sure you are using that one when you make any posts. But it's been really fun to see everyone's progress so far, and I'm really enjoying my sweater, so it's been great. Okay, let's move on. Actually, before we move on to the next pattern that I want to talk to you about, I want to say a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Pair Eyewear. Thank you to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring today's video. Pair is a revolutionary eyewear brand that is changing how the world wears glasses. Offering high quality, affordable, and customizable prescription and non-prescription glasses, sunglasses, and blue light glasses, they have frame styles for everyone. They are also known for their magnetic top frames, which grant you the amazing ability to change your eyewear and therefore your style whenever you want. The ordering process is a breeze. My favorite part was the virtual try-on option, so I could see in real time what each base would look like on me. Then I was able to choose my base frames, upload my prescription super easily, and choose my favorite top frames. I have the clear Harper base frames, and I've had these for a few months now, and I absolutely love them. One of my favorite things is they are very professional on their own, and when I add any of my top frames to them, like the tortoiseshell ones, these can be like extra professional or extra fun, especially if I want to match with some of my knitwear. Base frames start at a super affordable price of $60 and top frames start at $25. If you want to try a pair out for yourself, click the link in the description box down below for 15% off your first order. Once you try a pair on, you'll never see eyewear the same way again. Thank you so much to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to the podcast. Okay, let's move on and talk about my book club cardigan. Okay, so I was a little embarrassed last week when I showed you the progress for my book club cardigan, and it was only like 1 inch of progress. So I made sure that we had more progress today. Okay, are you ready to see it? Okay, dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm still only on the back panel. But here's where I was last week, and I have done all of this. This has got to be like 4 inches almost of progress, okay? That's a lot. I'm really proud of myself. And I only have like 10 more rows before I am done with the back panel completely. And like honestly, it's looking really good. I'm really proud of myself. I did have a little error. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's right here. Probably shouldn't even tell you, but it's right here. There's a little hole. I have no idea what happens on this little cable round, but there's a little hole right here. And I did somehow end up with an extra stitch inside this diamond for like half the diamond. Probably something having to do with this hole. I probably did like a weird increase there, and then there was an extra stitch. And by the time I got to like the top here to like resolve the cross of this diamond, I was just like, I need to do a knit two together so I can get back to the right number of stitches. And I did that, and now it's fine. So it's one of those things, you know, I'm just keeping it in. You know, maybe at the end of this, I will really feel the need to just close it up with a little extra yarn. Or, you know how they always say, like, you know, you need to leave at least one mistake to show your signature in your knitting, or to like show that it's hand knit. There we go. I've already got one. How many more will we accumulate along the way? But I didn't even tell you anything about the pattern. I'm just really excited to show you my progress. This is the Book Club Cardigan by Sari Nordlund. And this is, whoops, this is the yarn combination that I'm using. So it's the Berroco Lanas Light is my main yarn in the colorway Phlox. And this is a 100% wool. A special blend of South American wools made in Peru, and it's a sport weight, so 383 yards per 100 grams. And then I'm holding it with the Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in the colorway Dusty Violet, and it's just this like you know, kind of lighter purple, darker purple, violet, making this really nice like purpley gray cardigan. And I'm just in love with the color. I really like it. So, slow progress on this. It literally takes me like 15 minutes to knit one full row. And I know I said last week, I am really starting to internalize the cable charts, which is good. I still have some issues with this diamond and just like understanding, okay, like as I'm coming in, you know, there's all these purls, and then at some point we need to do the cable. But it's just a little bit tricky for me still. I still need to look at the chart sometimes. I feel like I always know what it is, like what the next stitch should be and like when I need to do the cable cross, but I need to double check myself because I'm not confident yet in that cable chart. So hopefully maybe by the time I get to the sleeves, I'll be confident with it. We'll see. But I'm excited to get the back panel of this done just so that I can move on to the next section. Like, I think I'm ready for the back panel to be done. 10 more rows, I know I can do it. But that is the progress so far on my book club cardigan. Let's move the progress keeper so that we don't forget to do that. I'm still really loving my little sheepy guy here. He's very cute. So let's put him latest round. There we go. So now we'll be able to see the last couple rows, and then next week we'll be able to move him to the front panel. So yay! Okay, that's my book club cardigan. Let's move on and talk about my last work in progress, my socks. Okay, I'm really excited to show you the progress that I've made on my socks. I added in the heel flap and gusset this week. Da 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 da! Can you see them? Yeah. So I used this contrast color yarn that I showed you last week, and it actually goes, oops, I just put this right on Rocky's face. It actually goes really nicely, I think, with like this self-striping yarn, because it kind of matches with some of these red stripes in here, so I'm really happy with it. This yarn is from Tia's Terrific Threads on Etsy, and this is a self-striping colorway called Oh Christmas Tree. I had purchased this from a D-stash at least a year or so ago, thinking I was going to knit socks, and look, I'm finally in the mood to knit socks, so here we are. I would love to finish this sock this week so that I can cast on the second one. making sure that this fit is still fitting me really nicely. I did try on the leg last week on the podcast and it was fitting really nice. I guess now that the heel's done, should I try it on again? Why not? Again, you're not gonna see this, but I'll tell you how it goes. Oh gosh. I don't need yarn strands in between my toes. Ugh. Okay. Yes, it's still fitting very nicely. I am very happy with this fit so far. So now I just need to make sure like I don't make the foot too long. On my last pair, I just felt like the foot was a little bit too long and I keep pulling it down to like make it tighter. So I am doing less stitches on the foot, so that should help with it feeling too loose. And now we'll just have to make sure, yeah, it's not too long, which I don't think should be an issue. I do have a sock ruler. I actually used my sock ruler on the last pair and they still came out too long. So I don't know, maybe I measured it wrong. Somebody was saying in my comments that you have to like stretch it a little bit. You don't just like measure the foot flat. You need to like stretch it a little bit because you're gonna wear it and it's gonna be like a little bit stretched, which I didn't know that. That was a really good tip because yeah, I didn't know that. So, and it makes sense. I thought about it and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I like want them to be a little bit stretchy. So that's good. Anyways, I'm really happy with these. They're turning out really nice. And yeah, my little socks. Okay, so that is all of the knitting that I have to talk to you about for this episode. But I do have one last thing that I want to chat with you about. And it's this book, Memory Lane, Embellished Knits to Cherish by Claudia Quintanilla. I was gifted this book by Unit Toronto and Claudia Quintanilla, and I'm really excited to share this with you. I don't know if you can tell, but it went through some trauma a little bit in the shipping process. I feel like I need to put it under like, you know, I don't really have a stack of dictionaries anymore, but I feel like I need my mom's old stack of dictionaries to like press this down and make it flat again because it's looking a little rough, but sometimes that just happens in shipping. Anyway, this has really nothing to do with the book itself. Let me read you a little bit from the back cover. Memory Lane, Embellished Knits to Cherish explores how we can infuse meaning into pieces we create and wear. Embellishing involves modifying a garment to make it uniquely ours, a deeply personal and creative way of reflecting our memories of people, places, and traditions in our making. And I think this is really interesting. So Claudia Quintanilla is a Toronto-based knitwear designer and the owner of the yarn shop You Knit and Craft. She left her PhD studies in literature to pursue her dream, designing unique garments that are inspired by life and art all around her, as well as her roots in El Salvador. And I think this book really, you can see the El Salvadorian and kind of like Spanish influence, and there's some really fun and cool pieces in here that I want to share with you. You know, I have not been bitten by the inspiration bug for embellishing knits. I actually just filmed before this podcast a whole video about my current fixation on wanting to knit everything color work. And so that's what I'm thinking of now, you know, and I want to say like, you know, I'm not super interested in like, you know, the embroidery on knits or like the embellishment with beads, but that's what I said about color work. And that's what I had also previously said about socks, and like, look at where I'm at now. I'm like really into it. So someday when this inspiration hits me, I'm going to have this book and it's going to be perfect. And there are a couple patterns in here that I'm really interested to knit. First up is this lace cardigan called Concaste. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I'll show you a full body picture also, but this cardigan draws inspiration from my grandfather and one of his favorite types of wood. Concaste, native to the tropical regions of the Americas, is known for its durability and strength. Okay, but I just think this is like, yeah, it's like a lacy chevron texture. And here's the photo. Doesn't it? It's just like really cute. Relatively simple lacy cardigan. I really like that. I think that would be really nice to knit. Okay, the second one, this is actually the pattern that really drew my attention when I first saw some of the pattern photos for this book, and this is called Granada. Look, get a close-up look of this. So it's a knit body, but the sleeves and the neckline are crocheted, and it's got these like crochet bobble texture on them. I don't know if you can see that, but I just think this is so cool. I'm really intrigued by garments that use both knitting and crochet in them. I think they're really fun and really interesting, and the neckline on this is also really interesting, and the sleeves. I mean, just like the like plain stockinette knit body, and then the crochet sleeves, and then I think you actually pick up and knit the sleeve cuffs right at the wrist. It's just a really cool pattern, I think. The last one that really intrigues me in here is actually the very last pattern in here. This is called Wings. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is like an all over lace blouse with like a knit collar. And the embellishment on this is actually beads. Like there's beads all over it. And while I may not be into the beads right now, even without the beads, I think this piece would be stunning, especially in like a dark yarn with like, you know, a lighter shirt underneath it or something. You can really see the texture of these lace details. So, and then, okay, if you are interested in like the embroidery aspect of all of this embellishment, there's a few different patterns in here with all of these different types of embroidery on top of the knits. And there's some instructions and little drawings on how to do this embroidery. So overall, I think this is a really fun group of patterns. I think the whole book just feels very special also. You can feel the like memories and the inspiration that Claudia put into this, and I think that's really nice. So if you're interested also especially in embroidering or embellishing your knits, and you see at least a couple of patterns in here that are of interest to you, I think this would be a good purchase for you. And yeah, thank you so much to Claudia Quintanilla and the Unit Toronto team for gifting me this book. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to dig into it more and cast one of these on in the near future. That's all I have for you today. Let's see, coming up, hopefully soon there will be the next installment of my Ireland knitting tour vlogs. I needed to take a little break this week because as I started to edit more of my footage, I realized that I had some issues with some of my camera footage. I recorded it on the wrong setting, so a lot of it recorded with no audio. It's not the end of the world. I can still use some of it, and I still have some, I have a good majority of footage that I actually filmed on my iPhone, and that is all perfectly fine. But I needed to like take a break, rewind, relax, come up with a new game plan for how I was gonna do the rest of the edit, and just like pull myself out of that for a minute. So that's why there's no new video for the Irish knitting tour this week, but hopefully one will be coming this coming week, okay? I'm not gonna promise, but I hope I can get back into the headspace to work on that. And yeah, I'm also hoping and thinking about maybe casting on a new project, potentially in color work. So just stay tuned to see if that comes to fruition. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I'm on a journey to 10K subscribers on the channel, and it would really mean a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!